Buenos dias. My name is Meghan Blake and I'm a Spanish teacher in Northwestern Pennsylvania. Today we're going to be taking a look at Canvas and how to add external tools into your Canvas classrooms. The two tools in particular we're going to be looking at today are Quizlet and Quizizz. So if you do not yet have a Quizlet or a Quizizz account, that's going to be something that I will encourage you to create today. We're going to be working in Spanish 3. So I have, by clicking on Spanish 3, it takes me to my homepage. This is my homepage that my students will see as soon as they log in. Green means that we've completed that chapter. Red means it's something we have yet to complete. We were getting ready to start 3B when we were unexpectedly pulled from school. So we are doing enrichment and review activities, which I have linked here. But for the purposes of showing how to do this, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new page. So I'm going to go to Pages, View All Pages, and then I'm going to click Add Page. I'm going to title this as April Quizlet Links. I spelled April correctly, cool. And I'm going to type links for the review/enrichment Quizlets can be found here. And I'm just going to put here. And when I come back here with the link, I will highlight here and I will go to external link. So actually, hold up. So one of the ones I'm going to do for enrichment is animales. I will do lugares en la comunidad. Casa. These are just some good review ones that I already have Quizlets saved for. So I'm going to go ahead and save this page, but I'm not going to click off of it yet. I will come back and edit this page. So I already have a tab for Quizlet open right here. I'm going to log in. If you do not yet have a Quizlet account, it is free to create. There are so many free Quizlets that are on here. You can create a bunch of them for free. There's a few things that you can't do that you need a pro or a paid for account in order to be able to do, but it's not necessary to utilize just the basic functions of a Quizlet account. So you can log in with Google or log in with your username. My username is profe_Blake. And my probable password, not my password. We're going to click login with Google. And I'll log in with my school account. And hey, look, it's me. All right, sweet. So that's the easiest way to do it. Even if you don't have a Quizlet account right now, if you get there and you just click login with Google, it's a very easy login process. It just uses your Google login information and it makes it very simple and very easy. So these are recent ones that I have utilized for some review things. They've got some recommended ones. You can purchase some. A lot of them are free. If it says Profe Blake Spanish, it's one that I own. Now that can be that I created it or that I made a copy of a different one, which is something that you're able to do. In total, I have 63 sets. I can look through and I see I've got household vocabulary, I've got places in the community, there's food. I know that I have one for animals in here as well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, because I remember I had animals, places in the community, and the house. I'm going to start with places in the community. I'm going to click. And then to share it, to get the link, I'm going to come right down here and click the share button. I can just copy the link and then I can come back over here. I'm going to edit this page. Now I did the one for lugares en la ciudad or comunidad. I'm going to highlight that. Come over here to external links and I'm going to paste the link right there and click done. I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to click back here. If you are doing this on Google Classroom, it actually makes it so easy. You can click share on Google Classroom, and if it's logged in with your school email, it automatically pulls up all your classroom classes, and you can just click which ones you want to assign it to. You can edit a little bit of information, and then you just click assign, and it automatically sends it out to your classroom pages. It's really cool. You can also email it to individual students. So if for some reason you don't have any of those other options, if you have a small number of students, you can send it specifically to their email, or just copy the link and send it out in an email blast. All right, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to my other one that I found, which was household vocabulary. That was La Casa. I'm going to click share, copy link, come back to Canvas, highlight La Casa, click the link button, click external links. I don't want to do course links. Click paste, done. And then the last one was Animales. Now I know I have an Animales one, but just to show you kind of how you can search in Quizlet for these decks, I'm going to go ahead and scroll to the top and click search. And I'm going to type Los Animales. And the very first one that shows up is my set. So that is the one I'm ultimately going to use. But if I didn't already have a set for Los Animales, but I knew I wanted it to be something that we looked at, I can scroll down through and I can take a look at all the ones that have been created before. So I've got 34 terms, 30 terms, 28 terms, 25 terms, 50 terms. So people have created lots of lists of Spanish animals. There's a really short one with only 8 terms, 25. Now, I think that when I came through here before, I looked for like the longest list, and I found one that had 107 terms. Now, a really cool thing about this is that they included pictures. So we've got the translations as well as the pictures. Now, if you're previewing one, the flashcards are up here that you can click through, but you can also scroll down and you can see all the terms in the set to see an overview of everything that's in there. If you don't like a picture, for instance, this picture is like the one clip art and amongst pictures of other real things, I can click. This one belongs to me, so I should be able to do it. Edit. There you go. Let me see. Maybe not. I won't worry about it for right now, but you should be able to edit the pictures and photographs. For instance, this one should be editable, especially because the picture's not there anymore. I might need to open it up later. But anyways, this is my Profe Blake Spanish one. So I can add or remove terms, but either way, this is the one that I have for Los Animales. So what I can do is I can click share, and I'm going to click copy link, and I'm going to copy that onto my Animales. All right, and actually, before I do that, I'm going to change it to Los Animales. And this one, I'm going to change to Los Lugares en la Comunidad, and I will edit that in just a minute. All right, but I'm going to click and highlight, click the link, external link, paste, done. All right, and I can just make all of these words red so that nothing shows up weird. Okay. All right, so I've got all of those linked there. I can just click save. I can click save and publish if I want it to go ahead and be viewable to my students. If it has that circle with the line through it that says publish, it means it is not published yet. I can click it, and now it is published. I can also click it again to unpublish it if I realize there's a mistake and I don't want it to be seen by the students yet. Like I said, if you have Quizlet, you can create classes within your Quizlet, and I can assign these directly to classes. So for example, when I clicked share before, let me see. Oh, it's already in a bunch of my classes, so that's why. But if I wanted to share like Spanish introductions to a bunch of my classes, currently it's only shared to Spanish 1. So if I click share, I should be able to, the plus sign, I can add the set to a class folder. And so it gives me the option of who I can add it to. So if I wanted to also add it to Intro to Spanish, I can do that. And if I want to, with my classes, have students be able to join them, under your user on the left-hand side, it has any classes that you've created. So I have an intro, Spanish 1, Spanish 2. I've got a 3 and a 4, 5. I can create another class as well. I would just click that, type what I want to name the class, enter a description if you want, allow students to add sets and new members. So that would allow them to find cool sets and add them to it. And then you select the school and click create class. It gives you a link that enables students to join the class. So for instance, my intro to Spanish link is right here. I would just copy this and paste it where I want them to be able to find it. And then they will join the class and they just have to enter in their email, and it will keep track of which study sets they've done, how long they've studied them for. It's a really cool option, a really cool tool. It is not required. It is not even necessary to log in order to study a set on Quizlet. It just helps to keep track better. So my Quizlet links are now here. I'm going to go back to view all pages. And now I'm going to work on quizzes, which Quizlet is like doing flashcards. It's learning the vocabulary. It's working on recognizing the vocab, but it's not really a game, though they do have games on there. So for example, with the places in the community, I can literally just flip through the flashcards and see if I know what it means, like hospital. It's hospital, cool. I can do learn, which will show me the flashcards and it'll give me multiple choice. So like a toy store is a jugueteria and it'll praise me for getting it right. A bank is a banco, but if I say it's the campo, it tells me I need to study it. It says what the correct answer is and what I said instead, and it'll bring it back up in a little bit. And it just kind of brings it through and helps you to study them. There are games like matching games. I've got students that can get them all matched within like under 10 seconds, and I do not understand how they're capable of doing that. It's crazy. Gravity, which is they type it in, which sometimes is a little difficult with Spanish because of some either or answers for the English. Quizlet Life is something that you have to be in the same room and you have to be around other students in order to do. But Quizizz is an online game that you can be in the same room playing together, or you can be assign it as a homework quizzes, but they still get to see the competitive side of it. So before we get there, I've created a new page in Spanish 3, and I'm going to call it April Quizzes. I'm going to name it the same 3 things: Los Animales, Los Lugares en la Comunidad, and La Casa. Right now, in the past, I have found quizzes that do have to do with these things, but I'm going to try to see if I can find some from scratch to show you kind of the process. So I'm going to click log in. If you do not yet have a Quizizz account, you should create one. This is one of my favorite things to use, and I will show you why in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to log in with Google. The account I choose is going to be my school account. And here we go. So this is my teacher dashboard. So it should say quizizz.com/admin. And what I'm going to do is I can search for a quiz or I can create a new quiz. So if I want to search for a quiz, I talked about how I wanted to do Los Lugares en la Comunidad. So if I search that, one big thing with world language that you have to know is there is a language filter. English filter applied, you got to click that and unclick it and then click apply. So no filters applied. I've all of a sudden got a bunch of these little short quizzes over here. So when I put my cursor over it on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that it gives you kind of a preview of what the questions look like. So some of them are a little more difficult than others. Some of them are, you essentially just look at the picture and have to be able to tell me what it is. Some of them you have to really read a little bit better in order to answer the question well. Some of them are very specific, like for instance, mi escuela se llama, and we've got Nuestra Señora de Lourdes, Excelsior Internacional, y Las Esclavas. those are not the names of our schools. And the next one is La Escuela Excelsior. So I'm going to guess it's Excelsior Internacional. But this one's not going to be a good one for me to go ahead and use because it was school specific. So if I go ahead and let's see, one of those first few actually looked pretty good. So Lugares en la Comunidad. I'm going to go ahead and choose this one because it looks pretty good. I see some good vocabulary that is definitely in that Quizlet that I chose. And they're going to need to read the sentences in order to answer it well, but they are not extremely difficult. So I'm going to click play. And I can either play live or assign as homework. I'm going to assign it as homework. Now, from here, I can choose when it's going to be due by. So when I want my students to have completed it by. The rest of the things that I have gone ahead and assigned today, I've made them due on April 30th. So that's when I'm going to make this one due. And I'll make it due by like almost midnight on April 30th. Then before I click host game, I'm going to scroll down. You can also create classes and quizzes, but I do not usually. But with these advanced settings, you can make the student attempts. You can limit them to 1 or 2 or unlimited, or however many you want to. I just usually choose unlimited unless it's an actual assessment. You can show the answers in the game. So if they get it wrong, it'll show them the right answer afterwards. Show answers post-game. They can see the answers after the game is over. Power-ups are just a thing that makes it a little bit more fun and allows them to have bonus points. I usually turn the timer off because it tends to stress kids out when they see the bar going across the top of the screen. You can set the timer for like 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I usually just turn it off because I want them to read the question. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Show the leaderboard. They can see who's winning and who's not quite winning in their class, so who's doing the best. I usually leave that on because they think that's the fun with the competition. Shuffle the questions. They do not get the questions in the same order as anybody else. Shuffle answer options. It gets shuffled. Redemption questions, or when they get a question wrong, it gives them an opportunity to answer it one more time for partial credit. Play music. I like there to be music on with it, and show memes. After each question, there's an encouraging or kind of roasting meme afterwards. And then you can click host game. So with that, to invite participants, you can do a couple different things. You can actually share a Quizizz link directly into Google Classroom by clicking Share Link and click Google Classroom. I have had issues with clicking on Canvas and sharing it to Canvas before, so I just don't do that. I tend to instead copy the link, or I will copy the join code and then copy the browser link, and I'll show you what that looks like. But this one was for Lugares en la Comunidad. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Click on the link, external links, and I'm going to paste. Done. And just for good measure, I'm going to type join code, and I'm going to add the join code there as well. Now, the reason why is because I've had issues a couple times with putting the link here in Canvas like that, where it thinks it's a Canvas link and it's like, that's not an address that I recognize. So what I go ahead and will do is just go ahead and put the join code there, because my students know that if they can't get to it from the link, they can go to joinmyquiz.com and type in the join code and it'll take them to the correct quiz. Now, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And for time's sake, I'm only going to do the one here. So when my students go to do this Quizizz, they're going to click on the link and it'll take them directly to it. I'm already logged in, so I would start the game. And I would just click start when I'm ready. And it's a multiple choice quiz. ¿A dónde vas para aprender matemáticas, pasar tiempo con amigos, estudiar y hablar con profesores? Obviously, it's going to be la escuela. So you see the cute meme. Currently, I'm in first. En este lugar puedes comprar y comer helado. So helado would be at la heladería. So that's how it works. It's a multiple choice quiz. They have to read the questions and choose what's the best answer. Cuando necesito dinero, voy al para un préstamo. Banco. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I can pause the game, I can save and exit, and I can resume later if I want to. Or I can just completely restart it. That's perfectly fine because it's unlimited attempts. Now, when I talked about a join code before, if I just go to the quizizz.com, it'll take me here and it says enter game code. I can take that game code that I added over here on my Canvas course, and I can also just input that here. And it takes me to the same quiz. And it allows me to resume the game or start over, whichever one I want to. So Quizizz is really a wonderful thing. You can search for any topic that you need, whatever you're working on. Because I tend to use the Realidades textbook, I can even search what chapter we're on, and I can usually find a really good quiz for it. So if I type in Realidades 1, chapter 3A, right? Because that's the food chapter. I need to English filter applied, take off the English filter. There we go. And here we are. So we've got all of our Realidades 1, Chapter 3A. A bunch of people have created quizzes. And so instead of reinventing the wheel, I just look through and I find one that's going to work for my purposes. And then I play it. Simple as that. So hopefully that's been a little bit helpful to show you how to use a couple of these outside tools such as Quizlet and Quizizz. If I wanted to link these pages somewhere, for instance, if I want to put them on my homepage, I can go ahead and just go to my homepage, click edit, and then I can go ahead and wherever I want to input them, I can go ahead and link them. So I would left justify it, and I'm going to go link, course links, pages, and it was the April Quizlet links and April Quizizz links, course links, pages, and April Quizizz links. So now they're both there. I just go ahead and click save. And that is how you can use and link Quizlet and Quizizz to your Canvas classroom. Adios, hasta luego.